The Sundowner. We'll have our speakers come hang out up here. Come on, be in frame.
All right. Sorry.
Yep, this is the Sundowner. Courtesy thanks to New Life Homes for letting us be here today. We're here to talk about some more money for affordable housing conversions. So, Mayor, go right ahead.
All right, thanks so much. So we have an announcement today, particularly important because the announcement is really designed to facilitate more sundowners. And so I remember being here at the ribbon cutting, the opening with the team that renovated this like classic, iconic Route 66 hotel. This is one of sort of the legendary stops on our Mother Road. And for decades, it had gone sort of derelict and delinquent and all sorts of other things. For a while, it was the home of the Veterans Integration Center, which is sort of an interesting full circle. Now they finally have their own facility. So if anyone actually looked at that press conference 10 years ago, they would hear me say we need a home for the Veterans Integration Center. So, but we're here today because this is an excellent example of what we have got to do more of in Albuquerque. And we also know, by the way, Luna Lodge is another example of this, actually with the same, some of the same partners. Basically, it's works like this. And I just want to introduce John Bloomfield is here. Just give us a wave. He's been the prime mover behind two of these renovations. And he has a team and stuff with New Life Homes that have just done a great job. So this is our sort of role model, our example, and there's a couple. Like I said, there's Luna Lodge up the street. We've seen different versions of this, even down in West Downtown. But the idea is this: it should be cheaper and faster to get housing by renovating these older hotels, and cheaper than building it from scratch. And so this is our housing crisis of 20,000 units or so in the metro. Our best bet, our best return on investment, both for speed and for time, is to fix up and renovate old hotels just like the Sundowner and these other examples that I'm giving you. So the city and our city councilors, we've been trying to facilitate this. And part of it is sometimes we do it ourselves, like at the Sure Stay, which is a hotel that is now called Los Altos Lofts and is partially open and has been converted, the same methodology. But we just need more faster. And so now we're putting out a program to incentivize private developers to help buy down that cost, much like what we did here with New Life Homes at the Sundowner. So today we are announcing a special conversion fund RFP for $4 million that is going to be let out to hopefully enable a couple of other hotels to be converted. And it's a coordinated effort between our Triple H, Housing, Health, and Homelessness, and our Metropolitan Redevelopment Department. And so we really want to encourage as many folks as we can to be a part of this project. And our sort of general goal is to leverage funding, city funding, at least 4-to-1. And that's exactly what the Sundowner did with the great work from New Life Homes. So we'll touch on different aspects of this, but first we have two counselors who are very interested in this project, and actually I think almost every counselor actually likes this one. I don't want to get out of line, but this is kind of, it's just our best idea in terms of how to both redevelop some of our older parts of town, but also deal with our housing crisis. So we have two here today, and we'll start with the counselor from this area, Nicole Rogers.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for everyone for being here. I'm really excited about this opportunity for funding for private developers because we all know we need more housing, especially here in District 6. We have a lot of hotel conversions that can be done here, and I'm just super excited to do what we can do to help and see that we can add more to this funding. I just got back from Washington, D.C., had a lot of great meetings with HUD and our congressional delegation, and the synergy around housing right now up there was really amazing, and everybody's committed at all levels of government really to make this happen because we need housing. So thank you for this, and I hope we have a lot of folks bidding for these money so that we can get as many of these, especially across the city, but especially my district, our district here in District 6. So thank you so much, and let's do this.
All right. Awesome. It's funny that I just noticed too behind Joseph, we have the Albuquerque Journal from when this was a derelict reborn. So credit to the Journal, pretty good headline. Might have been a different reporter, I'm guessing. Maybe not. We'll give you credit for it. But anyway, with more on this too, we know look, the nature of Route 66 is like it was all these motels, right? These motor lodges. And so probably a very close second, if not tied for the most in their district, would be up further east in East Central, Councilor Renee Grout.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor, and thank you all for being here today. I'm also thrilled about this investment. There is no doubt there is a need for more affordable housing options, but I'll have to admit, I wasn't a fan of motel conversions when we first started talking about this a couple of years ago. Little backstory, there was a private motel conversion in my district that was poorly done, and it has contributed to blight. My constituents had a lot of fear about the city's efforts to encourage motel conversions. But through the process of talking to planners and seeing how conversions can benefit a neighborhood when they're done right, they've come around, I've come around as well. And I think this RFP is another way for the city to encourage developers to remake blighted properties and do it right, with better security, better lighting, and the kind of amenities that build strong communities within these developments. There is a real need for more housing, as we all know, in all sectors, along with a wider variety of options for our service members close to Kirtland Air Force Base. There are 23,000 civilians and contractors that work on the base. There are 3,000 military personnel. There are only 1,100 housing units on base, and about half of those are will be gone in about the year 2029 when Maxwell Housing, project ends. And I want high quality, affordable options for our airmen to be close to where they work. I look around the city and I see a lot of empty commercial properties, buildings that could contribute to blight when they could be put to good use in creating more housing for people. I hope the RFP process will encourage the developers to propose safe, beautiful conversions that will enhance our neighborhoods. And I hope that the city funding will make those high quality conversions possible. I'm looking forward to watching these metropolitan redevelopment areas come back to life.
All right, and with a little more on the details of this program, let's just bring them up at the same time. Terry and Joseph, dueling pianos on housing list.
Yeah. I'll get us started.
Yeah,
Thank
he's
you,
got a better
Mayor.
voice.
Thank you, councilors. So I'm Terry Bruner, the director of the City of Albuquerque's Metropolitan Redevelopment Agency. We're super excited about the RFP that we've released this week. It's kind of a new partnership that we're forging with Joseph's department to combine our funding, really to catapult these projects forward and get more going in the central corridor. These hotel conversions are great, and we're going to entice hopefully lots of developers to look at our RFP. If we can't fund them through this RFP, we'll try to find other ways to fund them and finance them and get them moving. We've really got properties up and down Central that we're assembling through the MRA that are helping to transform Central, from the Somos project on Louisiana and Central, which is 65 units and has affordable housing with it, all the way down to the De Anza, to the Imperial Hotel. These are all things happening on Central that, when put together, really transform the street overall on the cusp of our centennial for Route 66. You could find our RFP over at cabq.gov/MRA, and you can get the details there on what we're looking for and what we're trying to get out of developers for these projects. But once again, we're super excited about this and the opportunity to really get these things moving in some MRA areas that we've had for years that have gone kind of undeveloped for a while. So we're hoping to push it forward a bit with the help of Joseph's agency as well.
Thank you, Terry. Yes, we're very excited. This is really a group process with the leadership of the mayor and the city councilors really wanting to be able to push the city of Albuquerque forward with affordable housing. This is a kind of a new process and a new system of being able to provide partnerships with the public sector, the private and public sector together. We intend to leverage our funds at least a minimally of 4-to-1, making it more efficient, as the mayor had mentioned, a lot more faster, a lot more quicker, leveraging the resources the private sector can bring to this in terms of both expertise and capital. And please remember, this money is not necessarily just for hotels. This is also for underutilized commercial buildings. So that we all, as we know, there's because of the market analysis that we've done and the great deal of planning that we've actually had together, we've also understood not only motels are in trouble, but there's also a lot of commercial buildings that are in trouble. And so we want to assist in transforming commercial buildings that are currently used or underutilized now and transform them to affordable housing. So this is a great opportunity along this corridor area. We're concentrating our efforts in this area, as has been said and was well said. We really need a lot more housing for everybody of all income levels to be able to live in Albuquerque. And again, this is just another way of moving housing forward in terms of the initiatives, but both the mayor and the city councilors have been supporting all along. So thank you for that. Oh, just one last thing. This assures what the city is doing here with the funds that we're providing is assuring long-term affordability. So there's convergence here, but the reality of it is that we will make sure that for long-term, just as we have done here, working with the developers here, that this stays affordable and that we inspect those, we produce high-quality developments, and we keep them affordable for a long time. So that's really the key, what the public sector is doing in terms of this process, because you can convert a lot of stuff, but it's not affordable to all Albuquerqueans. And the idea here is to make it affordable to all Albuquerqueans.
Anyone have any questions? For King, yes.
I was wondering if you guys could talk a little bit more about the funding here, the 4-to-1. Are there any limits to how much the private industry can receive from the city?
It's a competitive analysis, so we'll be doing a competitive analysis with those developers who choose to participate. And so one of the criteria will be the most efficient use of our funds.
Yeah, and we'll also be looking at how many projects we can do with the money that we put aside for this RFP. So there is the possibility of doing multiple projects.
And you guys mentioned it's $4 million.
Yes, 4 million.
And how much of that is that recently come from the legislature? I'm curious how much money is from
No, these are funds that came through the mayor and council that we have at MRA. And did you want to mention tax credits as well?
Yeah, so I mean, we have the possibility as part of any negotiations to be able to assist with different types of both tax credits and other funds that may be made available as part of a package. But these were specific funds that the mayor's office really looked for through the budget process. Our last year's budget was able to clean up from other departments and put things together so that we can get this going right away. And the budget process was approved by the council, knowing full well that these funds would go to something positive of this nature. So this was a joint process for this. But this is City of Albuquerque funds that was planned through the budget process to make this kind of thing happen now versus later on, or at least to start this process.
And with these funds, go ahead. With these funds, how many units do you guys think you guys are going to do?
It depends on how much we can leverage, right? So we have a minimum of 4-to-1 leverage ratio, but we hope to be able to get more money the private can be provided.
I wonder if you guys can give us an update on Los Altos lofts. I know they're leasing right now. What's the status on that project?
Yes, we're very happy to let you know that it is on time and on board. We should be completed by the end of the summer, and applications are open right now. It'll be the middle of April is when folks will be able to move in.
Are there any other plans for any city-owned or city-controlled conversions?
Yes, so as was mentioned earlier, we do have a agreement to be able to buy another home that's pending. We're doing our due diligence, making sure we know what we're getting into. But yes, we do have another apartment that we're doing. And what the intention is to make that process continuous and add to our asset base. At the same time, we also want to be able to expand these kind of things so that we can get more assistance and more leveraging farmer monies and use public monies efficiently.
I'm curious if you guys already gotten interest from any private companies on this?
Yes, there's been a lot of talk about this. In terms of doing market analysis, we want to make sure, is this idea workable? Can the numbers work? If we provide this much, how was it take? So we did a lot of analysis in terms of cost components, which began to raise a lot of questions from a lot of folks. So we hope to be able to see quite a few folks trying to attain these funds.
Anything else? We're good. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just sure if you guys want footage of Sundowner. It's a beautiful property, 71 units, 6-year affordable.